Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, it is beyond any reasonable doubt that majority of Kenyans have lacked confidence in the leadership of one William Samoei Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. So that means the Kenya Kwanza government is a government that no one trusts on the agenda they are either selling, on the promise they gave, or what they are trying to deliver. Because this is a government that has already started a campaign when they are in office, and Kenyans anticipate them to deliver on their promises. You gave promise during campaign, and now you are in office, you have embarked on a promise trail in the name of campaign, what they are referring to as grassroots mobilization. Because of this, Kenyans after Sabasaba days, they have embarked on a process of collecting signatures to remove William Samoei Ruto from office. And you might think that in some areas in this country, there will be no such kind of exercise. You are wrong if you think so. As we're speaking now, we have leaders in Rift Valley region who have started the process of collection of signatures. They are now popularizing for this movement, and it's like they are going to fight to the end to make sure that any willing Kenyan will get access to those papers so that they can also pen their signature to show their displeasure in William Samoei Ruto. And the Pokot South Member of Parliament, David Pkosing, has come out clear that he is going to mobilize for the collection of signatures against William Samoei Ruto. For him, he voted against the bill. It passed because Ruto was able to buy members of parliament. But again, above all, he still believed that this bill, it is poisonous and it has no any value or help to the people of Pokot West or the entire people of West Pokot County. So he's not only going to lead the collection of signatures in Pokot South constituency, but he's going to popularize for the collection of signature in the entire county in West Pokot.
The government must also listen to our dissatisfaction on the finance bill, that now finance law. We protested against raising of fuel. They forced it through parliament. We protested against 1.5% of what they used to call fuel levy. Then they went to call fuel tax. And our question and our idea and our reasoning was, and it still is, how can a teacher here in Kapenguria who lives in a semi-permanent house make contribution or be forced to contribute money to go and build somebody a house in Nairobi, self-contained, while this person cannot even live in a self-contained house for the rest of his life? Where is that force coming from? Why would the government want to push and very unfriendly policies against the will of the people? And the idea of saying that it passed parliament, in fact, even when you saw the chief whip, government chief whip, Honorable Osoro, owned up yesterday and said he bought some of the opposition MPs or as new MPs, and he was actually laughing at them and laughing. That means that the law that was passed in parliament is an adulterated law. It is a dirty law. If the government uses money to buy people, to force bad tax to the people, it's a bad law. It's an adulterated law. It's a sinful law. Because you cannot buy people and force people or sell people abroad so that they don't participate in that voting. Because you cannot take a story by the chief whip of parliament, of government, that is a fake story. That's not a fake story. And he was very proud of saying that they bought people. And I want to tell my colleagues, you cannot be reduced to become a property and an item to be bought left, right, center, and not protect the people. And I want to tell the people of Kenya to watch the people who are being bought left, right, and center, to sell the rights and defense of the people of Kenya and their constituents. And that is why we're saying, and I'm saying from where I sit in Kapenguria, we are going to join in the collection of 10 million signatures. Yes, to send a message. If you buy parliamentarians and few parliamentarians, the way you have owned up, you will not buy the people of Kenya. And the people of Kenya will speak. I will participate, and I will be one of the people who will sign that collection of signatures here in Kapanguri. It's not going to be business as usual.
You might think that Pkosing is on his own alone, but that is not the truth. The reality is that the same way there was mass action on Sabasaba Day in Kisii, is the same way there was mass action in Kakamega, Nairobi, and elsewhere, is the same way there was mass action on Sabasaba Day in West Pokot County.
Thank you.
Yes, all right. Pkosing is one of the leaders in West Pokot who have been tried and tested through intimidation so that he can give into William Ruto's threat. But this is a man who has stood up against all odds of threats. And he is here standing strong to stand with the people, but not to follow into any kind of threat or being brought here and there, the same way we have seen many people being taken into the Kenya Kwanza side. Remember, he's a member of parliament who was elected on a coup party, a party that was in Azimio, but later the party leader himself, Lunyangapo, decided to cross with his party to Kenya Kwanza side. So already Lunyangapo is in post-election agreement with the Kenya Kwanza. That means if you are elected on his party, then you need to be in the Kenya Kwanza side. But Pkosing said, no, I'm not going into that direction. I rather remain in Azimio la Umoja. That's what he has done. So above all, he has refused to go in Kenya Kwanza, despite the fact that his party leader and the party was elected on has gone to that other side. Amesema pana. So this is one man who is a kind of a threat to William Samoei Ruto and his regime. Remember the issue to do with the bandit and all those, they have framed him with all manner of things, but he has stood up his ground. He is saying no, and where he was involved, he has been able to explain himself why he went further to bail out the youth who were arrested or framed in his own way, the way he put that story. So there's a man who is here, and he has promised that he is going to collect signatures. So that tells you that Raila is not alone in this journey. And it is not just a specific area or region in this country. If you see the people in Pokot coming out in their numbers, demonstrating, and they are ready through their leaders to collect signatures, then it tells you that this regime has nowhere to hide indeed. There's no one to support them at all. And if you listen to Pkosing, he has serious points. He's talking about the issue of housing. For example, if you are going to deduct a teacher in Pokot money for housing, the question is, how will you realize that dream of building houses in Pokot? And who is going to live in those houses? The reality is that the project of housing is not going to sell everywhere. In some towns, like maybe you're talking about Nairobi, you talk about areas like Kisumu, you come to Kakamega, you go to Eldoret, it is going to sell. Machakos and all those other areas. But there are areas, the issue of affordable housing, that's a kwa mfano Mandera. Housing, utaenda kujengea nani nyumba kule? Tuseme Turukana, unaenda kujengea nani nyumba kule? Hata huku kwa Kajiado kwa Wamasai huku, unaenda kujengea nani nyumba huku? The truth is that the issue of affordable housing, it is a project that is selling in some areas, but not everywhere. We have people who have big chunk of land. Sasa mtu kama huyo unaenda kumjengea nyumba, atoke kwa shamba yake aenda aishi wapi kwa hiyo nyumba yako? Kwa nini? It can't sell. And that's the argument Pkosing is bringing here. Wengine they are nomads, wako hapa kesho kutwa wako kule, wengine kule wakitafuta nyazi ya ng'ombe ama majani ya ng'ombe. So with that one, mambo ya affordable housing, it can never work for them. And because of this, then we are seeing a regime that's going to collect money from Turkana, then go and build house elsewhere, which will never benefit the people of Turkana. Up that level, Pkosing has a point. And because of this, the people of West Pokot must say no to this financial bill. And that's the real idea is bringing to the people. You talk about the cost of living, hata civil servants, beside teachers and beside teachers, wafanyakazi wengine wote, wakati wanakatwa ile ushuru ya kusema kwamba ni ya kujenga nyumba. The people in West Pokot or Pokot at large, be it Turkana, be it Mandera, be it ikweni wapi huko lower eastern yote, not even lower eastern yote, apart from some part in lower eastern huko Wakamba, they have nothing to benefit from those things. Mambo ya affordable housing, it will never sell there. Hata wakijenga haitapata watu wa kuishi ndani. Hiyo ndio kweli wa mambo. So the bill is poisonous to the people, and that's one of the main reason why Pkosing is saying no. We are not going into this direction. You talk about the issue of food. Wakati kumekuwa na dry season in this country, watu wanatoka Turkana, watu wa kutoka Pokot huko areas, watu wa kutoka Eastern, they have suffered. But the government has never had any formula or program to help these people. Even na chakula tu ya ile ya relief, tuliona chakula ikienda in other countries. Kwa mfano South Sudan, kwingine ilikuwa Somalia. But our own people were dying in Turkana, in Pokot, and in Eastern. They never had food. So how do you support such regime? You can't support them. So across the country, people are going to collect signatures, and that tells you that William Ruto has no any friend in this country. The only close friend to him are the people whom he has employed in his government. Maybe you have been appointed, or your family has got someone who has been appointed in that government. But the rest of people in this country are not with Ruto. So Pokot is in Rift Valley, and Rift Valley is saying, no, we are not with you.